sometime, somehow, we will be punished. Punished?
In Matrix Resurrections, there was a scene that I already talked about in my shorts where Neo said, "They turned my life into a video game." Another character then responds to him that, yeah, that's what they do. They take something meaningful and turn it into something trivial. And that is what goes on with a lot of forms of media. Taking a step back and not trying to be preachy here, if you compare Matrix Resurrections to the story of Jesus Christ, it sort of aligns. So in the Bible it said that in the Revelation times Jesus would come and he would basically be coming for his wife. The congregation assumes that that means that he's going to come for a metaphorical wife, that being the Christian people, the believers. But what if it's freaking literal? What if Jesus is just literally coming back for his wife, and Matrix Resurrections is just a physical representation of that? It goes way deeper, though. If you take into account any form of media, like any movie, any TV show, any video game, this is a very real possibility for those medias. Elder Scrolls, for example. Say that's a real world outside of this one that we're currently perceiving. One can assume that this reality would be some weird magic trick that's altering our perception to make us believe that all that magic stuff isn't real. That's if you're going the Elder Scrolls route or Lord of the Rings route, anything fantasy related. If you go a sci-fi route, then yeah, sure, we might be in a Matrix type situation where the machines took over the world and they're harvesting us for our energy. How they did it before, I have no clue, don't really care. But how the Matrix explains it now is that they're emotionally siphoning them. They're siphoning their emotional energy. So that is also a very real possibility. It's very possible that the robots have enslaved humanity and are siphoning our emotional energy. That's one possibility, but what I think is happening with virtual reality is that humanity willfully put themselves under. So basically they were given the option and it just seemed much better than base reality, so why not take it? And then it slowly molded over time. They had so much privileges, but once the powers that be got enough humans into this trap, what happened is they flipped the switch and reset everything, making this basically just like that base reality we came from. And those are just two possibilities. One fantasy, one sci-fi. There are more possibilities, though. Like, it's not even funny. Anything that you're into is an outside source trying to reach out to you. Take the whole isekai genre. That is about someone dying from our reality and getting shifted into another reality with all their memories intact. What if something similar happened with our reality and that's how the isekai genre was birthed in the first place? What if it was a reverse sequence? What if instead of somebody dying from our reality and going on into that reality, like into another reality, what if somebody died in another reality and then they basically came to this reality as a choice in order to create that form of media for us humans to ingest so that we can comprehend what comes after death, all the possibilities. So the first isekai genre was probably created by the first person who ever got isekai'd into our reality, and then their whole purpose for existence was to basically get it into our minds that our perception is very powerful, and if we wanted to, we could totally leave this reality, but we wouldn't be able to technically escape reality itself. We as the human would just continue perceiving, like that is a given, but you don't have to reset. I think that's what the isekai people were trying to tell us, that you don't have to reset after you die. You can continue moving on if you so choose, but if you're not ready to move on, then you're free to freaking reincarnate if you so choose. Those are three examples, one of fantasy, one of sci-fi, one of isekai. But as I said before, any form of media that you ingest is an outside source trying to contact you and, well, get you on its side. Like, say had I gone down the Matrix route, I probably would have been tethered to a synthetic source, and I have no idea what breaking out of that source would have been like, because I just don't want to comprehend that, in all honesty. So for now, I am fine with what I managed to tether myself to. Mine is just a back-through-time group meditation, and I'm fine with believing that it's a group meditation, because it is still a simulation. It's just a simulation that runs off of all of our shared memories of reality, so it's a simulation of memories, if anything, for me. But I have another video going into the topic of frequency. In that video, I explain how all of the possibilities are very real within this base reality. We're all just interacting with one another to try and bring one another into our endgame realities of choice. Your endgame reality is dictated by the endgame entity that you're currently tuning into, and by endgame entity, I mean your consciousness. And yeah, I guess that's all I was really called to share with you guys today, and hope you guys have a good one, and remember to stay safe out there.